team gaming house, Luminosity Castle, and
Castle, huh?
yeah, castle of sorts.
The gaming castle, the nerd palace, the Citadel of Geek. Anyway, though, we're finally getting started, guys, with LG taking the CT side here versus affNity. affNity is going to take on CT side here on Overpass. This is a best-of-1 set here in the ESL ESEA Pro League. This is coming to the end of week number 1 here. Heavily favored for LG, but we'll see what they are able to do as the pistol round does get started. Guys on Luminosity looking like they're going to try to work their way into B. Peter as well, making his way into Upper Park right now, seeing if he is going to be able to catch anything there. Doesn't look like it, though, as once again, most of affNity is playing around Lower Park and keeping that one player on B right now.
Yeah, it looks like affNity wants to play a retake at the B bomb site, but they don't have any kits to really retake. They have a lot of nades, though, so once this plant goes down, they're just going to come in and bombard the bomb site.
And Lex comes in. Abe, though, with that nice headshot, takes out Lex already at the start of this one. Davey, as well, is able to eliminate Pitt, and now, once again, we are going to see these guys off to a great start here. Peter, as well as Anger and Flom, going to see what they can do. Anger's able to get a headshot kill over here onto Fox, but Jason R, as well, will return that as he takes out Anger, all down to Peter and Flom at this point. Now we'll see what they're able to work with. Flom is able to take out Abe down to a 2 versus 2 now, as he's also able to eliminate Davey. Now they're going to try to pop on site here. Peter, almost taking out Jason R, is able to execute and finishes it off by taking out Arya. LG with a beautiful recovery to a bit of a shaky start there, ends up taking the pistol round and putting them into a good position here.
Yeah, that headshot by Abe to open things up, you know, gave affNity a lot of opportunities, a lot more ground that they could work out coming out of that balcony to overtake that bomb site. So it was very nearly won by them. It was a well-executed retake, which surprised me with no kit, but they handled it well. Just Peter and Flom there at the end, getting a couple nice frags and ending it.
Now we'll see as well here. LG looks like they are going to be moving up to the up to Park here, working their way through Fountain at the moment. Probably going to see if they can make anything happen in Lower Park. A couple guys going into the lower tons as well, but Fox is able to get Lex to start things off. Nicely shot by him here. Pitt as well. We'll see. Nice shots by him. Takes out Fox, and immediately a 1-for-1 trade is going to happen just inside of Squeaky.
Yeah, and a jumping scout over here long by Arya. He's not going to find anything, so he's going to fall off, and it does look like Luminosity still in the stairwell, kind of deciding where to go, sitting in between bomb sites. Pitt nades himself on accident, and it does look like they're going to fall up the stairs, and they're going to head over towards this A bomb site. They've got Jason R and that scout in Arya's hands to deal with.
Very careful bathroom connector there, but now Peter's going to move through the restroom right now. Anger is able to take another frag. He takes out Jason, and unfortunately the defense here from affNity not going, so Anger finds another headshot with his Galil as he takes out Arya. Peter going to go for possibly a quick play inside of the bank now, but actually has some second thoughts on that. He's just going to molly off the stairs here and sit right next to the base of the portcullis, see if he can catch anyone rushing up there. Not going to be the case, though. In fact, affNity really doesn't want to play this at all. It seems they're just going to hang back. Davey still has a sniper, but again, not really too much going to be saved here, but I think that they're just going to go for that option. 2 versus 4, not going to be the best option for a retake, especially when the other team has Galils as well as a sniper rifle for them too. Scout being picked up by Peter still, and overall I think they're just going to try to save the head armor on Abe and as well as the scout from Davey.
Yeah, you use it for next round. No chance of a retake. Maybe find an exit kill onto a Galil or something and pick one up. But that scout especially, I mean, you save that, you get a couple nice shots, and maybe you let some magic happen. So good call to save here from the remaining affNity players.
Now Luminosity takes that 2-0 lead that we weren't expecting here. Probably going to carry it over into the next round, as well as still not a lot of ground being picked up here by affNity just as of yet. Not really able to go for any purchases at all this time. Abe's just going to save his head armor. We are going to see another CZ picked up by Fox, but beyond that, flash from Arya, and most of these guys are just going to be saving their money, trying to see if they can take it into the next round here.
And a fast, 3 players going very aggressively fast towards B, and that's where actually the scout actually pushed up middle, so Davey changes his position and kind of misses out on an opportunity a little bit.
And Flom as well opened things up by taking out Jason. Flom might be able to find a second one. Meanwhile, Pitt is able to take out Arya in the meantime here too. And Flom again still performing well. Takes out Fox. Not looking good for affNity as all. Abe trying to hold behind the pillar right now. Does find one headshot, but immediately taken out by Anger. And now all down to Davey. Looks like it's going to be another easy round for Luminosity here.
Yeah, and interesting, they have this scout. He hasn't gotten into the action yet. There he is. He jumps and he tags Anger, but they had the scout, and all their pistols fell so quickly one by one, and you didn't even let the scout try and work something, but he does pick up Anger, so there's a good kill. Going to force a rebuy. Oh, he just scopes out. Didn't have a chance to go for a headshot there.
Might try to play aggressively, though. Peter sees what's happening, though, and he connects his own shot on him, bringing him down to 13 HP. He is trapped, really, though. Could have headed up towards A, but will decide against that. And as you'll see, Pitt, along with Peter, of course, getting that nice shot, will be taking him out. And again, as we expected, Luminosity will take that 3-0 now. And we'll see the first buy, I believe, coming out for affNity now. It won't be too heavy, though, as it actually looks like they spent quite a bit of money. We're going to see 2 FAMASas being brought up by these guys, and some limited nades from some of the players that picked up M4s.
Yeah, no kits once again on the side of affNity either. So going for a lot of utility and not a lot of kits. So we'll see how that works out for him. Arya has a FAMAS and head armor. The rest of them have rifles. Actually, Fox has a FAMAS as well. So a little bit light on the arsenal of affNity, kind of injured by the buys they had in those first 2 rounds. And Arya's in a very tough spot, hiding in the smoke and the stairwell. He's all alone there. There's no backup for him whatsoever. So he's in a live or die situation. You know, kill or be killed almost.
Gets flashed here, and we're going to see the pop coming through there from Flom. Not going to work out so well as Arya makes quick work of him. Close quarters combat does play into his hand, so we'll take him out. He'll probably be jumping out of Squeak in just a second, but meanwhile, we do have action happening on the site as Davy's able to take out Lex. Abe as well here, along with Davy, both heading out in pit right now. They did get a smoke into there, so the angles are going to get a bit awkward as now Anger returns the favor, taking out Davy. Jason R as well is able to get 2 frags as he takes out both Anger, Pit, as well as Peter. Beautiful shots from him. Cleans up the roster from LG and gives affNity their comeback round now.
Yeah, very nicely done by affNity. They played 2 players in the water pit, and they used their nades, you know, what little nades they had to really hold them out from taking that bomb site. So no one from Luminosity able to aggress onto the bomb site and take it cleanly, and they just sat back and waited for their support to come in. And that was all Jason R coming into the balcony, and like you said, those nice 3 headshots just cleaned things up. But now they switch things up, so they have an op now onto Peter, so we're going to see what they do with this one.
Peter looks like, in the rest of Luminosity as well, heading through the playground at the moment. They'll see if they can work their way into Upper Park here in just a few moments. Going to go for that peek now. Won't be finding anything just yet, but Fox does have a smoke to support him in case we see some aggressive play coming out from Luminosity. They're playing it slow. They've noted again here that there is definitely probably going to be something up happening in the Park Connector, which is going to be Fox hiding inside of that right now, playing that aggressive angle to see if he's able to catch anyone, but still won't be happening for some time. Also, meanwhile, keep in mind that Flom as well is sneaking down inside of the lower tunnels at the moment. Could pop up through the connector and see if he's able to find anyone else, but as you'll see, Pit has been able to start off this round. Very good for LG. Anger will continue that trend as he takes out Fox, and now we'll see Abe, Jason R, and Davey be left to defend what is left here for affNity.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. Losing 2 players like that, no even chance for rebuttal. They were playing just so alone, so far away from either of their teammates, and Luminosity takes advantage of it, and they get those kills, and they've cleaned that out so early on in the round. Now they have time to, you know, switch back towards B if they want, and it's really going to spread this affNity defense with these smokes over at A. They're still here. They're still trying to get the information to see if they're at A, and it's all going to be towards B, and it's coming very, very quickly. They're not slowing down. They're going to smoke off the choke points, and they're going to get into this bomb site and get the bomb down very, very quickly.
Davey as well here goes for the aggressive scouting action, trying to see if he can catch anything.
I think this is just a save. I think this is just a save, to be honest with you.
Probably going to look like that now as they are heading back towards what appears to be T-spawn at this point, and especially with the route they're taking, definitely going to end up being a save. Just try to take. They picked up 1 AK, that was Abe that was able to grab that, and the rest of them just going to save their M4s to take that into the 6th round. Luminosity will go on to a hunt, seems here, sending at the very least Lex out to see if he can find anyone. Davey will be waiting for him if he decides to pop out. But again, with the limited time on the clock, I don't think we'll actually see any action. affNity should be able to hold on to what they have now. But Lex, in just a second here he comes. He's not able to really see anything, but Abe sounds him off, and I don't know if he's actually going to peek out. He does go for this stun, though, not checking that corner, and there you go. Jason Art takes him out. affNity not going to be a total loss there. They are able to take Lex with them, but still, at the end of the day, that's not too much loss for Luminosity. Still a little bit of money here for Lex to rebuy, and of course, Luminosity will take the round anyway.
Yeah, but the good thing is affNity saved 3. I mean, the bad news is they lost the round, obviously. But,
yeah.
But the good news is they saved 3 guns, so they're able to drop some FAMASs over. So this is going to be another buy, another chance to get them back into this game. And that's just the power of when you've lost the round. Don't even go for it. Don't even lose those extra guns you have, and they get another buy round out of that smart decision.
A little bit of a boost coming out here from the guys on affNity. They're going to play that bit of an outside bathroom boost there in Lower Park. Try to see if they catch anyone. What won't be happening, though, is, again, Luminosity going heavy Upper Park with 3 of their players pushing towards that. They're going to put 1 player in Party right now, Lex, to see if he can catch anything with that. But, again, won't really be happening. Flom, however, will make his way up through the connector possibly in just a second. He's a little bit cautious to do so, hoping that no one from affNity catches him from behind here. And now you will see as well here, the guys on affNity, they do get engaged at the lower entrance to A. They'll now start to fall back and actually get onto the A site as kind of the alarms start to go off, and you'll see those extra affNity players starting to move into the site to defend too.
Yeah, and Luminosity, knowing they're not going to be going up against an AWP, so they're able to take that long very, very easily and very confidently. And just grouped up outside of these bathrooms, ready to execute. Jason R's in a great position for a pop flat. We saw Sean Gares play this spot the other day, or just a couple nights ago, and he did it very, very effectively. So he's in a great spot when this execute comes in to flash some people out. But he's got one so close to him at long, and I don't think he's ready for it. He's gonna swing out. He's gonna get taken out before he can do anything.
And now we'll see Anger moving in. Gets not Jason R, but Fox as well here, going for some blind spray inside of the bank to see if he can catch anyone. Not going to be able to find it, though. And the rest of affNity now stuck on the B site. They have no way to get themselves to over here towards A. And again, it looks like they're just going to go for that save. Not even heading towards the site right now, just heading back towards T-spawn. Going to try and save what they have, unfortunately, as, again, 3 versus 5. Not any position at all to get back onto that site. They've got nothing to work with here once more.
Yeah, great play from Luminosity. They took the map control, and then they were so patient, and they played it so silently that affNity actually thought they were falling back to B. There were 3 players at A for so long, and then one eventually just rotated off, thinking it was about that timing, so they get punished for that, and now they're going to have to clear these things out, and they take out Abe, and now there's 2 in T-spawn. Nowhere for him to go, and they've just got to try and live and win these battles, but Navy's eventually going to fall, so they try to save the weapons, but Luminosity goes on the hunt with the powerful economy behind him and cleans everything out.
Luminosity actually does not save Peter's op, however, so they are going to be losing that one, and Peter will have to rebuy. But beyond that, still, Luminosity still pretty much dominating things here. A bit unfortunate, too, that it wasn't just Peter moving in, because had that have been the case, affNity might have actually been able to steal that. But again, I think Peter and the rest of LG knew what they were doing, and at the end of the day, they still have that huge economical advantage in their favor here, too, so nothing too much off of their chest, basically.
Yeah, and look at this sack from the counter terrorist coming down the stairs, and it's going to get spotted out by Peter, who just came down. He sees the first one. He sees the second one as well. So now he's just going to play it passively, wait for him to push up. He grabs one. One more's pushing. That's Arya. He gets sprayed down, but there's still so many more to deal with. Jason eventually takes him down, but the call is out. They plant the bomb at B. Nothing more left for affNity to do again.
Yep, already down to 3 players here for affNity, and again, they don't really have any huge buys coming out. 2 guys with P250s. Fox has been able to grab an AK, probably off Peter, but beyond that, again, just nothing to work with here, as they've unfortunately been really out of position with these site takes on Luminosity, finding themselves in numerous unfortunate situations here over the past few rounds.
I don't know, Davy's trying to do a little bit of a ninja play. Does take out Lex. Gonna go for another one, trying to damage economy. Does find Pip, but he can't connect with the shot. Now he's just going to blow up with the bomb. Going to try and find some magical corner to survive in, but it's not going to happen. He's just going to blow up and ragdoll into the sewers. So, 6th round for Luminosity, starting to run away with it.
Absolutely. 6-1 now. Huge lead for these guys, and the economy as well. Even after the buys coming out here from Luminosity, still with 2 guys. Actually, nope, it's going to get reduced there a little bit as Swamp picks up and out for Peter. But beyond that, again, still at least 1 player sitting at above 10K, and beyond that, numerous guys sitting above 5K right now. So Luminosity just rolling in the money. Meanwhile, affNity is kind of begging for scraps here, trying to see if they can really get anything to happen, as they're now 5 rounds down and have not really been able to execute too many frags here as well. Not a lot of luck versus Luminosity at all. So now once again, as we get back into it, Pitt's going to push through, finds a beautiful headshot on a Fox here to start things off, but Jason R with that pushed up position takes out Pitt, immediately a 1-for-1 trade, and affNity will actually take the advantage as Arya with that op takes out Peter. Anger, though, quick to return, takes out Nar, down to another 2 versus 3 now, as we'll also see Davey taking out Lex, and for the first time in quite a bit, affNity does have the man advantage at the start of the round here.
Yeah, but so spread out are these last 3 players, so it's going to be up to Arya to win this battle. Flom takes him. So down to a 2-on-2, it's equalized. The big thing they're going on, they're split up so much right now, but Davy's on this massive flank, and he's going to play a huge role in how this works out. And obviously, Luminosity can't know this, but if they just go down the stairs and go to B, it's pretty much game over.
It's pretty much an open path from that point forward. They're still a little bit cautious, though, and they are kind of looking at that right now, trying to decide if that's the best case. They actually, it looks like they
Davy's
think
gonna
that Davy's behind them, or Davy is down that connector, but as you just said there, yeah, here comes Davy right now. Oh, he's playing very patiently, though. Not going to want to take a chance on not being able to connect on that second player. Moving through, LG's moving a little bit too quickly, though, but he's got an angle on 2 of them. Screws up the fray a little bit there, but is able to take out the first player. Actually doesn't connect the second kill, though, as we are going to see Anger taking out Davy. He's lost a lot of health, down to 4 HP, so it's going to be Anger versus Abe right now. They have no information as to where Abe is. They know he's on the site somewhere, but they have no idea where he's actually at here. And with only 10 seconds left on the clock, it's all up to Anger now to make something happen. Pushing on right now, very slowly, but there you have it. Abe with that easy shot to take out Anger. Only 1 bullet required, and affNity are finally going to get another round for themselves.
Yeah, now the key is, they win that round, their economy is still so destroyed, bringing that down to just 1 player. So the key now is obviously you got to string them together. If you don't string them together here, you're in for a rough rest of the half.
It looks like, again, there, as you just say that, we see the kind of scattered pickups coming out from affNity. 3 players forced to go with FAMASas because of the reduced money that they still have, even after taking a victory there. Luminosity still sitting at full buyout right now, as they've had no trouble with that. Not going to be worrying too much about one loss here, but now as they work their way through this, Peter is almost going to go down to this Molotov. Pitt is able to take out Arya, but immediately Abe gets not one but 2 frags. Lex and Flom, however, able to take it back into the favor for LG. But at the same time, Abe is going to try to even things up. Gets caught while reloading there, so Flom's going to take him down. And now all up to Jason R to hold off this defense, as he is going to be sneaking down right now, trying to see if he can make any sort of re-entry to get control of that site back for his team.
Yeah, and he has no kit, so he's got to take this one fast. He's trying to jump over and find any kind of information. He's not going to see anything. But here he comes, trying to circle around these boxes, blinded by that flash from Flom inside the bomb site. Flom's holding this angle. He's going to find him, but Anger and Flom watching the same angle, and they spray him down. So 7th round for Luminosity, and the economy for affNity is now broken, and they're going to be forced onto another save. It might even have to be a double save if they want to afford their guns. But I mean, after this round, they're at that point where they gotta start winning rounds more than they need to save. So it's going to be very, very tough for them. And actually, we're seeing here a little bit of a force buy out of them. They have armor, CZ, and armor and pistols.
Might try to go for some aggression here at the very least.
Yeah, this is a very interesting buy.
Looks like right now they're not really trying to do anything crazy. The only person is going to be Fox, but that's still a fairly normal position to take here. It does get mollied off, and oh my goodness, he jumps inside of that there, reduced down to 34 HP. Not the best start of the round here for affNity, as Fox is brought down so low. Flom as well is going to push up. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, they are going to see a 1-for-1 trade there, but Fox as well is able to take out Flom as he tries to sneak through to get out of Squeaky. Not going to be happening. We're now down to a 3 versus 5, currently in the favor of affNity, but again, affNity very spread out at the moment, whereas most of Luminosity is together, getting ready to push towards the site here. Pitt, however, might find some trouble in a second. Abe hiding in his corner, super patient, but he does see him. Abe, what are you doing there? Pitt kicks him out, and now once again here, the guys on Luminosity have tied up the score 3 for 3. And in just a second, they're going to be able to find their way onto the A site with only 1 defender from affNity.
Yeah, Fox is on a huge flank, though, and he's going to go long. So Jason R just needs to hold this off and survive as long as he can as this flank comes in, but he's under so much pressure from Pitt at the moment. He's going to take him out. Fox still hasn't been able to find anything. He's not even going to risk the shot. He's going to get a little bit closer, and he's just telling Davey at the moment to wait behind the smoke, let him make a play. Peter's going to come right back at him, and he's not looking, so it's going to be at least 1 free kill for Fox. It's all up to how Luminosity is able to respond. Actually plays it so smart. He grabs 2 of them. That's huge. It's all down to Anger in a 1-on-2. Hiding in bathrooms. The plan is for him. They're going to smoke it off, though.
Anger's just going to have to go for this one. It's smoked off, catches Davey, though, knows exactly where he's at, but Fox comes in for the support, takes him out, and affNity, nicely done there, beautifully executed, and a great sneak coming out there from Davey to just come up right behind Luminosity, take out the defenders on site, and once again be able to give them the room that they needed to defuse that bomb, and again, get another round on the scoreboard for them.
Yeah, and a 4 kill for affNity, so huge plays from him were made. And now they don't even have to worry about building up the economy necessarily, because they just stole all the guns. So they do still have 3 players who are very, very low, so they do need to string them together. But to have a free AWP, a bunch of free AKs, I mean, that's very nice for them.
Yeah, definitely. And then we'll see here too, again, Luminosity though, still, the only person that wasn't able to pick up a gun this round is going to be Pyth, as he just grabs a Deagle instead.
He's got that Deagle though, and that thing was deadly last night.
Let's see if he's got any Deagle magic for himself here to work with, as once again Luminosity going with the huge big squad here, but you'll take in a second here. affNity also has 2 grouped up in Upper Park. It's going to get aggressive in a second. Thankfully Luminosity does not decide to push into that, but in a moment here we will have to see those guys sneaking back. You will note, however, keep in mind for later that Fox is actually just outside, is heading into party right now, so we could have essentially exactly what we had happen in the last round happen again if LG's not paying attention to those alternate angles. And we do see a 1-for-1 trade to start things off here. Lex takes out Davey, Jason R takes out Pith, and once again Jason R is also able to take out Flom. Anger as well here. He's exposed right now, but he is able to turn around. Not going to be enough, though. Peter is going to be able to take out Jason R. Down to a 2 versus 1 in the favor of affNity, and affNity in just a second will be ready to jump onto this site and surround Peter. It's going to be such a hard situation for Peter to work with right now, and he's actually moved down into the back of A. A little bit of trouble there, but he does take out Arya, and now it's him versus Fox, and Peter's got only 4 HP. The smoke is going to go off over the bomb here, too, and he's running out of time, but as you'll see, Peter recovers that one, takes down Fox, and gives Luminosity Gaming another round.
Yeah, great clutch by Peter. Even dinked down to 10 HP in that final 1 versus 1, and they were very smart. They were very aware. They're taking up a bomb site. They find no resistance, so they've got to know there's been a push somewhere else, a push outside of that A bomb site from long. Lex picks up a flanker who was trying to push a little bit too aggressively. Jason R makes a little bit of a play with 2 kills, but eventually he goes down, and Peter with the fantastic clutch.
Now we'll see as well, LG still rolling as that big 5-man squad. Not a lot of splits coming out from these here, as you do see them now. They are just going to push right into the B site. No hesitation at all. Only that flash going over. It hits Abe head on, though, and they are going to smoke behind him as well to be safe. As you'll see, Abe gets absolutely surrounded there by the LG roster. Davey as well is trying to hide out here behind sandbags at the moment. He'll take Flom with it before Lex finally eliminates him. Lex, however, able to pick up both Davey as well as Jason R, who's hiding out here in water. And now you'll see as well, Peter clean things up, takes out Fox. And now all up to Ari, and unfortunately with only that P250 to work with, he is going to take Lex with him, but the odds of him actually taking back the site and defusing are going to be very low, if not impossible, as Peter eliminates him with that up. Yeah, pretty much.
Slim to none. So 9-3 for Luminosity, playing very, very strong at the moment. affNity, they bought with less last time, and they're at that point where they've got to win these rounds. So Fox picks up the AWP, he's going to drop it over to Davey. He'll probably more than likely get a FAMAS, at least for a Shovel Colt. So we do see an SMG on the back of Davey's hands. Arya actually grabs the op. So a broken buy here for affNity in a crucial round.
Now once again here, Luminosity are going to try for a little bit of a split, see if they can make anything happen with that. Two of their guys heading through lower tons right now, back over here towards Connector. They might be able to find, I believe it's going to be Ari working his way through there, but Ari again playing very, very defensively considering how previous rounds went when he's decided to challenge people over here. He's going to decide to fall back and play with the rest of his teammates. Luminosity, though, grouping up right now, getting ready to push in towards B here. A lot of grenades getting tossed into that site, but no movement just as of it. You will note, however, there is going to be this boost coming out from these guys, trying to see if they can catch anyone just up on top of that, but really, again, not going to be able to catch anything, just not really working into the plans of Luminosity right now. And they are going to probably just go directly for a site take in just a few moments as they're getting ready to set up nades now.
Yeah, and the rotations between these sets are so quick, but really no one's there to support this B bomb site early on, and Davey grabs two with the SMG, tries to drop his gun for another, but can't do it. It is down to a 3-on-3. That's going to leave the B bomb site in a free plant for the remaining Luminosity members, and it's going to be all on this retake. And Fox still hasn't started flanking yet.
Fox hanging way back here just now is going to decide to work his way down through the steps into Connector and see if he can catch anything, but already his teammates are trying to get onto the site. Flom has been able to connect an op shot into Ari here. Jason R, though, returned the favor by taking out Lex. 2 versus 2, but Fox finally arriving now exactly when he's needed, and as well with Jason R taking out the last player at Anger. affNity with a very nice retake there are going to be able to take this round.
Yeah, very, very good clutch and a good hold by Davey getting those 2 frags. If he doesn't get those, they just lose the round. So nicely done by him getting aggressive when he's needed to with the SMG, spraying down 2. And then those flanks coming into play. And this is something that, you know, affNity, they're giving themselves those opportunities to flank a lot because they've really leaned heavily on playing players over towards long and even pushing up maybe halfway up it and playing in bathrooms. So that's kind of what it affords you when you play like that and a team goes heavy B, you have the opportunity for those very, very fast rotations.
Yeah, absolutely, and Fox's kind of late rotation actually worked out really well for those guys, as LG, again, really did not expect him to pop up there at all, and that combined with the quick execution from Jason R to take out the last remaining member there from Luminosity, made it a very quick retake, so that was actually pretty well played there with him holding back and kind of going for the late rotate. Now we'll see, however, as we head into the 14th, Jason R holding off this position. Fox as well gets himself into play. Immediately we see Flom and Pith being lost here now. Anger as well as got himself onto the site with the bomb, but very quickly rotating in is going to be Abe, and in just a second the rest will arrive here too. However, Peter was able to take out Jason R, and now we'll have to see what they can work with, as it looks like affNity might go for a bit of a quicker retake here, as Luminosity had to go for a bit of a rushed plant.
Yeah, and they did that because they knew there were 2 players long. Now Lex has got to be very careful. He's coming in, but he gets a little bit discombobulated, I guess, and gets taken down. So it's just Anger playing behind a smoke. He's going to find one, but he gets sprayed down by Fox. And a nice recovery by affNity, but a smart choice by Luminosity. They spot 2 players long, even though they lose 2, they just bum rush into the site and get the bomb planted. That's their only hope. They pretty much get a free site, and they got to trust the retake, and they almost make it work. But affNity with a couple good retakes here in the past few rounds.
affNity starting to bring it back here towards the end of our first half. Obviously, again, Luminosity with not too much to worry about, as they've already managed to take 9 rounds. We had a similar situation in our last game there. Pretty much anything else at this point is just the icing on the cake for Luminosity. But still, affNity bringing it back now. This is going to be a very good confidence boost for them as they switch over to T side and as we get very close to starting that second half.
Oh, Lex. I didn't even see it. I just heard it. But a nice kill.
He was partially flashed there, too. Yeah, I watched that happen. Got flashed the second he pulled the trigger there. But it's going to work. However, now he's going to get cornered a little bit there. And we will see the rest of LG. They're going to make their way in. They've already taken out Davey as well. Ari and Davey both down right now.
That was a very smart kill by Anger because they heard Davey push up towards long to try and take Lex out. So all Anger had to do is wait for him to fall back. And you could see Lex just kind of stopped being aggressive and let it happen, and now they're going to have to do another retake, but another big flight coming in from Fox, and Luminosity reads it. Peter smokes off the sewers, so this is going to be very tough for him, trying to flash his way through it. He comes through, he blinds Peter, sprays him down, but Lex with another dig. Lex coming up huge with that pistol.
Now down to a 4 versus 2 at this point. affNity still going for it, though. Jason's been able to take out Flom. Anger takes out Abe, though, and again, with just Jason alive, he's going to try to find a way in, but there isn't really going to be one. LG, Anger takes out Jason, and we will see the guys on Luminosity taking that first half.
Yeah, fantastic run by Lex. Two great Deagle headshots there. Not only that, but like I said, that smart play by Anger, and then they set up in a great crossfire to defend the retake. And they're going to grab 10 on their T side, so we've seen this map played, between that match with Cloud9 and Liquid that came down to the end where Scoodle was just phenomenal. It was a very CT-sided map. It was 12-3 for the counter terrace in both ways, so it's known to be a CT-sided map, so Luminosity having a huge head start here in this match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very big for them, and especially switching over to CT side, which is arguably their better side, too, based on the stats we have currently. It's going to be very rough indeed for affNity to try and make themselves pull back into this and potentially have any chance of taking this match right now.
Yeah, they had a tough time in that first half. Luminosity just did a great job of even when they dropped around, they won the next one. So the economy for affNity never really got going. It never got stabilized. So they were constantly under this pressure of continuing to lose rounds and watch the scoreboard spread out, but not having the money to buy and get the arsenal they needed to really make a good stand.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, once again here, we should be getting started with the second half in just a second, guys. Just waiting for our players to ready up, and then we'll be getting going. Once again, for those of you that are just joining us, this is the ESL ESEA Pro League. It's currently Luminosity Gaming versus affNity, with LG leading us at the moment. It managed to take 10 rounds on their T side here on Overpass, whereas affNity was only able to take 5. And now that we've switched, we're going to see just what affNity is able to do to bring it back into their favor, as the second half is getting started right now.
And this is huge because Luminosity is a team, like we said beforehand, they're really good on pistols, 10 of 14 and 5 of 6 on their CT side, or 6 of 7 of their CT side. So they're a fantastic CT pistol team, and affNity's really got to get off to a hot start here, and they can't let Luminosity win this pistol if they want to get this comeback going.
And to start things off here, split from affNity, but look at the big aggression coming out here from the guys on LG right now. Smoke is going to block them off, but they have tried to make their way down through the connector. They're going to open up the door, but, oh, this could be a huge surprise here from Peter. Jumps over the smoke, pops open the door. They're going to hear that, though, as Fox turns back around. They'll duel it out, and Fox will actually win the duel there versus Peter. And affNity will start off well. Flom getting hit all over the place here, too, as affNity works their way into the side through Canal right now. They're trying to take out Pit, but having some trouble connecting those shots. Jason R is able to get a headshot on the left and take him down. Currently down to just 2 members from Luminosity, and down goes Flom, all up to Anger. He's down to a 1 versus 2, however, not completely lost just as of yet, and they don't have the bomb down just as of yet here either. As you'll see here, Anger's going to try to go for this retake. A lot of damage on the Davey right now, but again, not able to find a way into that site just as of yet. And you'll see here, too, that safe rotate still coming out from Jason R. He's going to actually move up and plant towards A just in case things go badly here.
Nice shot from Davey there to clean things up at the end, and Pitt surviving for so long almost bailed him out of that round because he delayed them getting into the bomb site for so long. Lex hit a nice shot, but affNity just eventually, with that opening kill, they just bullied their way into that site. It was a fight the whole way, and they eventually just traded out for the win. So nicely done by them. They grabbed their 6, and that gives them a window of opportunity. But now they've got to deal with the Deagles of Luminosity. 3 Deagles on their side, and even a scout onto Peter. And that was a scout that was dropped to him because he has full armor, so they don't want him to have to worry about any kind of aim punch.
And you'll see he's immediately with that 1-2 punch headshot there coming out onto Abe. Eliminates the strong roster here from affNity as Abe is taken down. It's going to be a big loss for those guys now too. And immediately this puts a stop to their plans as they've slowed down. They were heading into high gear there to break their way into the playground and maybe into Upper Park. But as you'll see now, they're playing it much, much slower as they have lost a member to that very quick peek from Peter.
Yeah, good opening so far. And now they even have Peter spotting towards long, which is where the bomb's going. So they're going to go right at him again. And they're actually going to head into the bathroom, so they are going to avoid him a little. There's one player, goes for the jump. Peter guesses it. Oh! Arya punishes him. What a shot from Arya.
The jump shots, absolutely beautiful shot there from Arya. Evens things out and takes out the very important opera roll there. Of course, still running with a scout for now, but Lex, as you'll see, though, will pick it up nice and easy. Nice connection there. Has managed to tag down Fox. Won't take him out. Elsewhere on the map, too, Davey was able to eliminate Flom, and we still have the guys on affNity in a pretty good lead. Davey gets a second kill there, takes out Pith, and now it's all up to Lex and Anger again to try and hold off this A site and prevent them from winning the round. But there you go. Anger just goes for that super aggressive rush. We'll see Lex actually getting a kill into Fox, but again, bomb is down. He's got a 1 versus 3, and currently only has that scout to work with here. He's going to duel against Arya, he will lose, and affNity will take another round.
And that was crucial. It would just be gut-wrenching when you're trying to make a comeback to win the pistol and lose that second one. So I see down by them, opened up by a good shot from Arya. That was a very dangerous situation, because if Peter gets going at that scout, grabs one more kill, those deagles then come into play so very much. So he was able to even things out and allow affNity a little bit more space to work with and find a gap over at B. So they've got to do much the same here again, and it's a very much lighter buy out of Luminosity, but they are heading in towards the stack. 3 players pushing up long very quickly. Here come the flashes. They're all so incredibly blind. affNity's got to take advantage of this. They don't get there quite in time, so they do eliminate 2 players pushing up mid and eventually just mow down this stack. Peter does get 1, but not really too much damage done there, so nicely done by affNity.
Yeah, Luminosity just trying to go for the aggressive play and unfortunately not working out well at all. That big flash stops them from really doing too much, and affNity just kind of spray them down, as unfortunately Luminosity really only rolling with those pistols there. Not much that they were going to be able to do unless they had those clutch headshots coming off.
And an AWP on Peter, it's glass cannon, so he's going to have to be very careful on how he's positioned against nades and even just the aim punch of getting hit by any kind of bullet. Looks like he's going to push up aggressively towards Fountain, go for a quick shot. And he gets hit by a nade, and that's just his signal to fall off. He flashes over to cover his retreat. He's going to get boosted up on Lex. They did this on that save round as well, so I would look for them to continue to do this throughout the half. Fox is actually looking for it. He's got a boost of his own to look for any kind of a push into the bathrooms, but neither of them quite spotting yet.
As you'll see here too, they are going to decide to try and work their way through a party right now, trying to avoid that door by any means necessary. Also careful of someone popping outside of what's going to be happening here too. But as you'll see, Jason's able to sneak through. Peter, though, takes down Fox, is able to find 1 frag with that boost. Very well done by the guys on LG. And now once again here, Jason is kind of stuck in the bathroom connector to Upper Park right now, trying to decide what will be the best path for him and the rest of his teammates to take.
Yeah, it's hard because they were all split up at the time, so there's really no way for them to respond. You know, it was 4 players, just 1-1-1-1 across the map, so there's really no way for them to do any kind of intelligent response to losing a player like that. You see, and then there's Davey going down, just himself, no chance for a trade. So just now they're putting themselves in more and more of a deficit. Finally grouping up a little bit in these stairwells, and it looks like they're going to have to go towards A because that's where their upper is. Arya, he's got to find an opening for him now, but the rotation is in full effect. 4 players at A.
And here comes Arya now. He's just going to roll in here through Upper Park right now, trying to see if he can catch anyone that's coming out of the bank. There's 1 player primed there, but unfortunately not going to be able to really find anything. Because if yet Lex again takes out Jason. Our Abe gets that shot, but we will see Arya perform. Tries to go for the quick stop on the pistol, fails on that one though, and LG will clean up the rest of it there. Finally getting a round for themselves here as we get to that first rifle round, and once again resuming their lead at an 11-8 score at the moment.
Yeah, nicely done by Luminosity, getting those picks and then reading the situation perfectly, having 4 players today when the hit came in, so managed that very well, put them up 11-8. And another crucial round for affNity, just for their economical purpose. They really haven't been able to get this money going at all this match, so they have Luminosity in a pretty tough money situation themselves, so if they're able to win this and force a save, they're going to be able to even things up. So a very crucial round for both teams here.
affNity, though, going for that split, and we're talking about this earlier, this really has not been working out so well for them. So if they've made adjustments and they're able to make this work this time, I mean, it could be great, but based on history so far, this could potentially be very dangerous if their opening frags do not really come off there, and if LG is able to connect the first shots there to keep the affNity roster split up. We are going to see, however, again, those 2 players pushing into party to see if they can find anything. Lex along with Peter. Peter keeping his eyes on Upper Park, but will soon shift his vision now as we do see that smoke coming off. The rest of affNity, though, they are not even going to play Park. They're rotating down through the connector right now, and the entire roster will soon be grouping up for a solidified B push.
Yeah, and Anger's going to be in a tough spot. He's going to flash off the catwalk. He looks like he wants to get a little bit aggressive. He's going to wait for a flash from his teammate to do it, but here comes the execution. Now he's forced to fall back. There's the pop flash, and now he's swinging up. Doesn't see anyone quite yet. He's stuck in no man's land. They line up for him. He sprays down 2. Nicely done by him. Runs out of the fire. Swings back, gets 1 more out along. He's got his teammate Pyth hiding behind the barrels. Peter chimes in from above in the balcony, and Flam cleans it up. So a great hold from Anger, Pyth, and Peter.
Anger there too was playing that very, very aggressive position, was still able to take 3 frags with him. Amazing he survived that long there. Just affNity not really able to find the connection on any of those angles, and again, really let Anger basically let himself loose there on that round.
Yeah, it was really good because it was kind of a scary situation. He looked like he wanted to get aggressive and then kind of fell back. He waited for the pop flash, and then they just lined up for him, and he cleans everything up. So a solid defense. That forces affNity onto a save, so another opportunity where they're just going to give a round away, and that helps Peter. He gets the opening pick, and he's able to fall off using some flashbangs. Lex bails him out of a tough spot. He stays there, gets Davey jump to his smoke, and even Lex, they're just trading kills here. It's all down to Jason R very, very quickly.
Anger joins this one as well to put even more pressure on Jason at this point. Jason getting a little bit of damage on him with that frag, but again, nothing for him to work with here. Stuck in between these two entryways, and yeah, it was going to be forced to pop out eventually, and it does play into the favor of LG as Lex cleans it up once again. Lex and Peter very good at holding the lower park there that time around. We'll say get another round to put Luminosity Gaming just 3 rounds away from winning this match.
Yeah, Luminosity looking very good. Lex and Peter have obviously put some time into how they want to defend that bomb site. There's been a couple rounds now where they get aggressive and they have the very coordinated fallback strategy. So looking very good working together, those two.
Now this time around, affNity going to go again. 3-2 split. Looks like they are going to push 2 of their guys down inside of the lower tons right now, seeing if they can try to get a quick play, maybe try to work the double angle on B right now. But Anger as well is popping through. This could be bad for Anger right now, but he's going to peek. Unfortunately, goes for that turnaround, and Arya gets an easy kill onto him as he tries to play aggressively there and is punished very heavily. Lex, however, sneaking up behind these guys right now. If the play inside of the B side is not quick enough, this could potentially get punished really hard. In fact, it's going to come out, but however, Fox is defending. Jason R is also able to take out a Pit there as well, and we'll also see him get a kill onto Flom as well, absolutely destroying the Luminosity Gaming roster, leaving it all to Peter, and it doesn't look like Peter's going to want to challenge this one either, as he does have that op, and unfortunately, it does not really have a lot of intel or really any angles at all to work with in this 1 versus 4.
Yeah, Anger gets lured a little bit into trying to find that, get to the other side of those sewers by smoke, but there was a crack in it that he couldn't see at the time, so he gets killed, and then just some great entry frags from Jason R coming up the short there, up that catwalk into that B bomb site, and just blows up the site. So Peter's forced to save the AWP. He hasn't even really taken a shot, hasn't seen any action whatsoever.
Does manage to find a connection there on Davey, but beyond that, it looks like he's not going to want to risk that. He just ends up smoking it off. He might try to go for just a blind shot here, but again, we'll end up holding back just to save that up, and that's going to be good, of course. They'll be able to carry that into the next round, but that is still also going to be another round going into the hand of affNity here, as they will once again be able to resume their buys after that victory.
Yeah, and critically as well, they survive with 4 players alive, so they don't have to, they build up a little bit of bank behind it. So if they do happen to, lose this round, they're going to be able to buy again and give themselves a good shot at preventing a map point. And here's that boost again from Lex and Peter. They're doing the same thing, breaking the windows over towards bathrooms, and he's going to find that awkward angle and see if anyone walks into the crosshair.
Arya as well here, primed to go for a little bit of aggression, possibly in towards the B site. Probably not going to actually happen. Might be trying to line up here for a fake, as the rest of affNity right now, hiding outside of the upper tons, or just inside the upper tons rather, will probably try to go for a quick play. It's interesting that they're hiding out like sort of so far back right now, just so close to their spawn, really not wanting to peek out at all, unfortunately. But it seems that the bit of a bait here has actually worked on the end of this fake, as you'll see a couple rotations coming out from LG. They do end up going for a D stack there, as they end up moving at least Peter back over here onto the A side. He's going to keep his vision solidified on upper park for the time being, but affNity again here, super duper slow play, as they're still trying to decide what they actually want to do here.
Yeah, and some great spam coming in from Anger and Arya. They got each other down to 30. That nade almost takes out Arya down to 8 HP. That hurts.
And in just a second here, the guys on affNity will have to make something happen. Lex inside of the bathrooms right now. Doesn't really have a corner. He's got his nailed at the moment. When this goes in, plays that very aggressively, but it works out. Goes to the big frag kill here as well. It doesn't really connect too much, but as you see him popping out, gets a 1-for-1 trade, as Fox will take him down. But the rest of affNity now trying to come onto the site right now. Fox blind spraying, won't be able to find any shots on Peter, but the same thing will be said for Peter, as now we'll see the returns coming off. Flom takes out Fox. Peter takes out Abe. Pit, in the meantime, is going to take on Arya, and it's all up to Davey now. Looks like LG should be able to clean things up nice and easy. And there you have it, guys. Now Luminosity Gaming will take that round 14-9, only 2 more rounds away from claiming victory.
Yeah, Lex and Peter both get their smokes and their Molotovs respectively off at the exact right times. Lex just trying to fall back. It bails him out a little bit. The fact that he even got 1 kill is actually kind of amazing to me in such a scary spot. I mean, he had no chance of falling back, so getting that 1 kill was huge. But then Peter also throws that molly down, and it isolates one player trying to cross over. The rest of his teammates had to stop and wait behind the fire. And that gives Peter the time he needs to just switch back and forth around those boxes and find the kills. So nicely done by him.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Luminosity Gaming at a pretty big advantage right now. affNity not much money left to bring anything out here. We are going to see an AK brought out by A, but beyond that, if they do decide to go for by, Fox can probably pick up something, as can Dave if he wants to, but if we see a broken buy from these guys, it's really going to be like that last resort for these ones, as, again, if they lose this one, it's pretty much all over, and LG just have a swift cleanup. Even if we do see affNity take this one, based on what we have out right now, I believe LG should still be in a kind of okay position heading into the next round. Might be a little bit rough for some of their players, but overall here, LG still in a very, very safe position at the moment.
Yeah, they're feeling good, and more importantly, they're forcing a buy here. You see Abe's already bought up an AK and armor. He's got no nades to work with. The rest of them, I mean, Fox and Davey will be pretty good off, but Jason R is only going to be able to have a pistol in his hand, so, and Arya with that scout. I mean, it's a very, very tough buy, tough rest of the road for affNity as they try and continue to make this happen.
Yeah, indeed, and I think affNity right now just trying to think through their minds, what could we possibly do at this point? We're so far behind, we've got to make something happen here. They've been able to make some magic happen, definitely at the beginning at least of this first half here, pulling off those 3 rounds at the beginning, but after that one, unfortunately, went downhill very quickly as Luminosity was able to get their full arsenal out.
Well, you know, it was that whole bathroom control thing that I talked about before the maps, and one thing they haven't been able to do is they've just been getting ruined by Peter and Lex, who have played that bathroom so very well on this CT half. So even if they do manage to clean it out and push them back, they're usually, you know, at a man or 2 disadvantage by the time it happens, and it's just not cost effective. And so it's really, really making it tough for them to find any success over at the A-bomb site.
And they've been really favoring A too, even despite the failures that you were talking about earlier there with the guys on Luminosity, specifically Lex and Peter playing it so well down over there towards the bathrooms. They just haven't seen a lot of B play. And actually, I think the B play was actually what let them take a lot of those first 3 rounds. But after that, they've really been favoring A. And unfortunately, I think that choice has been costing them quite a bit as, again, they just really have been struggling to get themselves onto the site to begin with instead of possibly going for B a couple rounds.
Yeah, it's just tough because of how successful Lex and Peter have been, it allows that third player at A to play very, very far back and either just play spot on long or, you know, spot towards the bathrooms, and he's got a very quick rotate by how passively he can play it, trusting those 2 players. So oftentimes when the hit comes into B, I mean, first of all, we saw how Anger just decimated the last B attack that they took, but even outside of that, when they've had a little bit more success, a rotation for that third player comes in very quickly, or he's just flat out already there and stacked it. So Luminosity showing a lot of good defensive looks here with how they're rotating between the bomb sites.
And unfortunately, with the guys here on Luminosity not really having, or apologies, with the guys here on affNity not having too good of a time being able to break through that defense, we are still seeing a very dominating second half here now for Luminosity after we got through those first 3 rounds here now, after affNity was able to start it off strong, but unfortunately, again, just haven't really been able to connect things, and with the already very impressive first half coming out from LG there, they're looking like they'll probably be taking this game pretty shortly.
Yeah, looking very good for them. They're sitting very pretty at the moment.
So I think, by the way, guys, we are just waiting on someone to reconnect from affNity in case you weren't able to catch that from the in-game screen. I think I just saw Mario join, so...
Yeah, one of the players' PC crashed, so he's rebooting it and he'll be right in.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll get him in.
Fox.
Yep. So we'll be getting him in pretty shortly, guys, and then we shall be resuming with this game. But again, don't forget, it's not the only match we have for you this evening. Coming up after this one, it is going to be our 3rd and final match for tonight. Elevate taking on Mousespaz. Elevate, a very, very strong team at the moment, taking on Mousespaz. Mousespaz still trying to prove themselves a little bit here, so be sure to check out for that one, as it'll be coming up immediately after this game has finished.
That'll be a cool matchup too. It'll be what map is that on? Do we know?
That's an overpass as well.
That's an overpass as well?
Yeah, I believe so, based on what I have in front of me anyway.
Yes, it is. That'll be cool. I like seeing these overpass matches. It's because, you know, the real issue is, I mean, we talk about all these NA shuffles pretty much after every ESEA LAN. There's a roster shuffle, and that's pretty much, you know, every season. It's kind of overpass is always the last map that a team looks at. Really, you know, no one feels comfortable playing on it, and Elevate with one of the more stable rosters we have in North America at the moment. We'll have to see what they've come up with, what they've come up on this map, because the rest of them just seem at times like they're putting things together as they go, or they're fitting a new player into the map and trying to figure out which roles everyone likes. So that'll be good to see what a stable roster has done on this map.
And it's basically going to be a stable roster versus a fairly new one. I wouldn't say that the guys on Mousespaz are like super new. They've been together for, I would say, about like 1 to 2 months now. I think that roster has been established. But again, as you said, the overpass is usually one of the last maps that people take a look at, and because of that, the guys on Mousespaz are going to be tested, to say the least, versus Elevate, which is looking to be a very, very strong team right now.
They were going to be tested no matter what map they picked.
Like, yeah.
I mean, that's just it's just tough road for a team like Elevate, and Elevate, losing out in the tiebreaker last season, but through Luminosity and Elevate through stretches of last season looked like, Luminosity to open the season up, they were mythic at the time, and they looked like one of the stronger teams, playing very, very well through the first half of the season, and then Elevate kind of took up the mantle in the second half, and they were the ones that really started to look like one of the stronger teams in North America, and just kind of dropped the ball in their last 2 or 3 matches. I think they lost to CLG in overtime last match of the season, which caused them to lose the tiebreaker for ESL land. So both of these teams, Luminosity and Elevate, very, very strong coming into the season.
Yeah, and don't forget, too, that as we approach the end of our first week, we actually haven't even seen the full breadth of what North America has to offer here in the ESL ESEA Pro League first season officially of that one. Still have quite a few other teams to see play, which includes the Brazilian team. I believe Keats Stars will be seeing them play starting next week as well. There's a lot of hype behind that team, and I don't think we've seen Highland play as of yet either, right? There hasn't been a match for them this week.
They start next week as long as Keats Stars. And those will be 2 teams that are going to be really cool with Hiko and Semphis on the Hylam, and then Keats Stars, obviously the Brazilian badasses.
Moving to North America to play here in the league, of course, with that very, very big prize pool now in action, of course. They want to fight for their piece of that, and they will definitely have their chance to do so.
I feel bad for whichever team has to play them on Mirage. Because North American teams are just bad on that map to begin with, but Keats Stars have been able to take out some amazing European, taking out Fnatic and their reign of terror on Mirage. It's going to be just a bad situation.
All right, well, here we go. Once again, we've resumed things now, and immediately Luminosity is going to start out beautifully here. Lex is able to find 2 frags on a Jason, as well as Abe here. And this reduces what affNity has to offer down to just Davey, Arya, and Fox. And again, with all 3 of them split up and the bomb already being down here too, there's just not a lot for affNity to do, unfortunately.
Yeah, wonderful aggression by Lex. And they hadn't really done that this whole half, so it really catches affNity off guard, especially coming out of that pause. And that's the bomb down too, so this is going to be tough for even Pitt joining in on the Davey. Lex, just narrowly gets his head down in time, and Peter bails him out. So those 2 working together again beautifully, and it's just up to Arya. I think Lex just spotted him out as well, and Peter's going to be in trouble. He gets stinked out. He does leg him, though.
Nice quick peek, takes down Flom, but unfortunately will finally fall there to Lex as Arya is taken out there. Luminosity Gaming now 15-point mark, only 1 more away from winning, and with that force bite just coming out too from affNity, they have pretty much nothing left, unfortunately, to take into the 10th and probably final round here.
Yeah, Tech 9s, and this is going to have to be... They're going to have to pull some magic out here, and I would assume it's going to be a relatively fast strategy over towards... I was going to say over towards B, but apparently I'm incorrect because they're heading right towards A. But Peter's pushing up middle to the fountain to try and go for that pick. Gets into a bout with the scout of Arya, gets blinded. He has to fall back, and he's got to make his way through the bathroom once again. But this is where him and Lex have been so effective. And they kind of just decide to bail out. Lex stays around, actually. He gets 1 frag, gets a second one, and a third one from Lex. A great sequence from him, and that just shuts down this final round for Luminosity.
Peter, a little bit of trouble, of course, as he's going to try to peek out some aggression here, see if he can catch anyone. The boost will come out from Arya in a second, having some second thoughts to that, though, and in fact, Peter catches him through just that little slit there, taking down Arya. LG closes it out as Flom pops out from Connector, taking out Davey, and just like that, guys, Luminosity will take this game against their opponents, and they will have another victory on the board for themselves, bringing their record up to 3-1 now for the season.
Yeah, looking good. So starting it off hot, just like they did last season, which is fantastic. So that was,